Fisk Guarantee Radio with tonight's hosts, Milk Cake Chocolate Spray.
I love cake.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Fist.
This is a special Memorial Day weekend episode brought to you by Holloway Caskets. Here at Holloway Caskets, we have but one goal. Cheap caskets at low prices. Plastic caskets, wood caskets, glass caskets. We even have caskets made of gold. Casket specials for $99. Hallelujah, brother, that's a savings. Holloway Caskets. You fill them up, we haul them away. Ask about our veteran specials.
This day, we were mourning, and well, it's not just a mourning, it's because it's a holiday, so it's celebrating death of past veterans, right?
Right.
Who defended our country. Or we are celebrating the death of veterans who died today?
Yes.
Or it's not today.
Well, I don't know if they technically had to die on this day to be memorized, or if it's just they died in general.
So if they died today, would they have to wait until next year to get remembered?
I do believe that's how it works. Another question that I have is, do we just remember troops of America? Like, what about our enemies? Do we still mourn their death, even though they were fighting for the country the same as our
Well,
people?
it is the death of human beings, but I'm under the impression that anybody who solely supports our country's causes and means, they deliberately hate the opposing teams.
So that seems kind of racist to me, and kind of unfair if you ask me, because I believe if we're going to kill anybody who's defending their country, then they should be memorialized.
See, all the other countries that are at war, they're fighting for not just what they believe in, but defending themselves, and they're civilians fighting, and we are not civilians fighting armies.
What I want to know is, if you're a veteran on Memorial Day, do you receive an extra paycheck, like a bonus?
Well, another question is, do they allow war to go on during Memorial Day? Do we take a break? Put down the flag half-mast on the battlefield so then the enemy knows they're celebrating Memorial Day.
Well, yeah, the sergeant or whoever will come into the tent and be like, everybody, the parade's outside.
Oh, there's gonna be a parade?
Well, yeah, there's always a parade.
Then there's parades in Afghanistan.
Like, they'll have a line of tricked out camels and
Oh, they got lights on them and shit?
yeah, like LED underglow lights.
Oh, that seems a bit controversial, lit camels, because there's water inside of them, and if the electricity gets to the water inside the camel, they're toast.
See, that brings up another good point. Are camels related to cactuses? I'm just saying, you know, because...
So camels are in the cactus family because they retain water like that?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't diabetics be too?
Well, yeah, technically speaking.
So camels are diabetic.
Well, he's a diabetic cactus camel. So, did you hear about the millionaire who was planting envelopes of cash in the Bay Area, stuffed with $100 bills?
That cheap bastard.
But what if he found like a couple thousand?
Well, what if it's Monopoly money?
What if it's coupon for Applebee's?
A millionaire is giving out coupons to Applebee's?
Yeah, for 20% off.
That's it?
What?
It's not a gift card, it's a coupon.
Yeah.
So if you're a millionaire, you give out coupons to Applebee's
Yeah.
rather than money.
Yeah, I'd give out about $1 million worth of coupons.
Wait a minute, what's $1 million worth of coupons? If you were to take 20% off of a meal from Applebee's to add up to $1 million worth of savings, how many coupons would that be?
Well, if you think about it, an average family, probably spends about $50.
Okay, let's say $50, you save 20% on that, that's $10. So that's going to be 100,000 coupons. 100,000, 20% off Applebee coupons you would give out to the public.
Yeah, I'll just put them in their mailboxes. But see, it's the thought that matters.
You know what I think about that?
But
Speaking of coupons, we need to take a quick commercial break from our sponsor, Smooth Lube, the real safe sex pill.
This is John Wayne. You may have seen me in such TV shows as Men Without Women and the following sequel, Men with Men. You may not know this, but I've been known to ride a dirty saddle. And when I need extra protection, I turn to Smooth Lube, the one-a-day sex pill that prevents sexually transmitted diseases from entering your pee hole.
consult a doctor before having sex with prostitutes. Results may vary. Smooth Move is based on a blind clinical trial, and not all participants were safe for all STDs. Ask your doctor if this pill is right for you. Smooth Move, the real safe sex pill. So did you hear about the Mexican man who was once the heaviest man on Earth? Died today at 48. So there's something for us to have a Memorial Day.
Was he a veteran?
No, he was Mexican.
Isn't it rude then to announce the deaths of people who are non-veterans on Memorial Day?
Well, yeah, I think it's plain rude just to
Be that fat?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, how many chalupas did that guy eat?
How much did he weigh?
He weighed in at 1,230 pounds. So he had to have eaten a couple of donkeys in his day.
Wait a minute, 1,230 pounds. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I bet he was really good at swimming.
Or floating. Look out for that well. Wait, it's not a well.
That's just the Mexican man. Did it really say Mexican man? Not a Hispanic origin male. It said Mexican man.
Just a Mexican.
What kind of news reporting is that?
Well, I would rather be called a Mexican man than a Mexi-Mel.
What?
Mexi-Mel.
What's the Mexi Melt?
It's a female who has juices coming out nonstop. Can't help it.
Mexi Melt's a real thing?
Yeah, what did Taco Bell?
A female?
See, we're getting off topic here. We're supposed to be remembering all those people who died today.
No, they didn't die today. They died in the past, or leading up to today.
Yeah, but we're remembering on this day for some reason instead of the day that they were actually killed.
What decided the day of Memorial Day? What is the origin of Memorial Day? This is something I need to know.
Alright, so it says Memorial Day is a federal holiday in the United States for remembering the men and women who died while serving in the country's armed forces. The holiday, which is celebrated every year on the last Monday of May, was formerly known as Decoration Day.
Decoration or declaration?
Decoration Day.
Like decorating something?
Yes, like a house. And originated after the American Civil War. By the 20th century, Memorial Day had been extended to honor all Americans who have died while in military service. Typically marks the start of the summer vacation season. So wait a minute. The day we're supposed to remember all the dead is the day that signifies that, hey, we get to go on our vacation breaks to all of our cabins and go fishing. Also, Memorial Day is not to be confused with Veterans Day. Memorial Day is a day of remembering, whereas veterans are just old people who live in those houses with like wheelchairs. Why are we remembering the dead? They have it easy. They don't have to suffer anymore, whereas the people who are still alive are still suffering every day.
Oh, so it's like, this person has to come back home and deal with bullshit every fucking day. From what I hear, a lot of veterans are unhappy because of the situation when they come back home. Like, the women are at home when the dude goes to war, and then the women, she don't send them food or anything.
You get off the airplane and your wife's like, honey, I have something to tell you. We need to sit down and talk about it. You know right then and there what's coming. And it's like, I fucked your best friend while you were away. I was lonely. I'm sorry. Can you forgive me?
And the guy's just pissed. He's like, why couldn't you send me a file and a birthday cake so I could break out?
Exactly. And then he's like, I've had these pair of socks on for the last 3 months now, and you couldn't even send me a new pair of socks, but you can go stuff your pussy.
With socks.
Yes. See, it's just that type of thing right there. It's like, what are we really memorizing, or is it just an excuse to pretend like everything's okay? Well, no, we need to take a real quick commercial break.
Move, you goddamn piece of shit! My name is Billy Joe, and I need me a goddamn man. Not no beer-drinking faggot, but a whiskey-chugging cowboy with a 10-inch pecker. I want him to put his wiener all on my lady parts. I've been told I have a real nice vagina, and I do. Look me up, Billy Joe Blowjob 6969. Open to ass play.
20ofpie.com. 20 of Pie is not responsible if you are sexually molested, raped, abused, fucked, scarred, or killed. 20 of Pie is also not responsible if you contact HIV, herpes, gonorrhea, syphilis, or any other STDs. Wait, we're prohibited.
I get the feeling that people are going to be very unhappy with the content of this episode. It's quite demeaning, controversial, and inappropriate.
Well, I mean, what is it? Not patriotic to question things? Like, we're supposed to just conform, and if you don't go by the acceptable holidays and what they stand for, we don't even know how to actually celebrate Memorial Day. There's no instructions. Oh, you can have the day off, go cook out with your family and fucking play in the sun, go fishing. You're not really memorizing anything because you're just happy. I think on Memorial Day, everybody should have to buy a coffin for the whole family, and everybody has to sit in it the whole day, and you can't get out of the coffin. That's going to make you memorize.
Dude, sitting in a coffin all day?
What? That's gonna put things in perspective for you. You shouldn't be out having fun and partying and drinking beer all day and all that shit.
So you're saying it's just disrespectful how people celebrate Memorial Weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, in this moment here, we're giving those fallen veterans more recognition than the majority of the Americans did all fucking weekend because they're too busy stuffing their faces with burgers and beer.
Exactly.
So really, we should be thanked for opening people's eyes to the fact that someone did die for our freedom and everyone's acting like fucking retards.
Exactly.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm gonna have a beer.
It justifies itself.
Mm-hmm.